With the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts. The Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the final stage for the qualifying rounds. My name is Ramon. With me is Mochi. Welcome, everybody, to the last qualifiers of the Predator Kings of PH. Mochi, it has been a blast casting these three qualifiers for my own. And since this is your second qualifier, I just want to ask, how are you doing settling back in?
Well, of course, it seems like there's a lot of familiar faces on here, and I believe that we will have some familiar faces once again in this specific day. And I'm quite excited how we are gonna see if there are some roster changes in between these teams. Are they actually adjusting well with the current meta? And I feel like we're about to find out today.
Yep, it's a race to whoever is the fastest to adapt and the fastest to actually find themselves in the winning advantage. So before anything else, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Games and Amusement Board for allowing Predator Gaming to officiate the Predator Kings of PH 2024 as an official tournament registered under the approval of the Games and Amusement Board in the Philippines. So, they've been the OGs. They've been here for quite some time now for helping us be able to officiate a lot of these esports events headed by Predator Gaming. So thank you so much, Games and Amusement Board. But before anything else, ladies and gentlemen, since this is the last qualifying stage of the Kings of PH, why don't we give you a little bit of an explainer to how the Kings of PH 2024 has worked so far. That's right, a total of 100,000 pesos up for grabs, as well as a spot into the main event, the Predator League Philippine Qualifiers. So now is the moment where you have to show the world what you're made of, Mochi, because it is do or die for the fourth qualifier as we head on into this best of one. But before anything else, why don't you give me a little bit of a refresher, right? How does the Predator Kings of PH work right now?
Well, definitely it is gonna work in between like 4 qualifiers. We're on to our last one, and every single team that has been able to advance or will be moving forward in the next stage, which is definitely the playoffs. And you guys better look out for that one because I believe it's going to be one heck of a battle next weekend. And we're about to check that out. And I believe we are about to see our, like, what do you call this? Our bracket in a bit, and in order for us to familiarize with what teams we have so far.
That's true. So just to find out how it has shaped up all throughout this last stage, it has been brutal. We've seen so many top tier teams try to battle it out in this bracket right here, and it all comes down to the final four. We have Lover Boys versus Zol Esports on one quarter, while we also have No Org versus Rank El Cuties to close out the show entirely. So, we only have 2 slots available for all 4 of these teams. So good luck to everyone on the top 4 bracket because this semifinals is about to get bloodied as we head on into this first semifinals, which is Lover Boys versus All Esports. And we kind of talked a little bit about the state of this best of one in particular, right? Because we already know the power state of Lover Boys. They're a group of young up-and-comers trying to make their name for themselves here in the Kings of PH, but they're up against a different opponent. Kung kahapon top 8, ngayon top 1 VCT naman ang Zol Esports na lalaban sa kanila.
Dude, alala ko, chinat ako ni Kai, sabi sa akin ni Kai, makikita mo naman ata kami madulog. Sabi ko, no, huwag naman isipin yan. But regardless of that though, I feel like this is going to be good because that just means more experience, more learnings, and it seems like they're pretty down to fighting on to this one. But on the other hand, here for Zol Esports, well, they are not a stranger to us at all because these players have been there all over Predator League local scene, and we have been able to see where these guys are pretty keen to play forward. And I guess it confirms our thoughts kanina, Ramon. We have Patman pa rin naman dito, so I guess siya nga si Jackie? Not sure,
No.
but yeah.
I don't know. Kasi,
Diba?
parang nung una natin nakita yung mismo roster, it's kind of different. Si Jet talaga yung nasa pinakaunang corner natin. So, Patman, unfortunately, will be bidding goodbye sa Zol Esports
He's not
roster.
here.
Mali mo, 6-man pala si Jet. Mali mo, 6-man pala si Patman. We'll never know. but it's confirmed
Yeah,
that
that
this
it
is
is
the
a
roster that they're gonna be
possibility.
coming up with. So minimal roster changes. We're gonna be swapping out tong si Patman, nandito na si Je, and a
Ang
little bit of an
galing kita
introduction.
mukha niya.
Diba? Para sa kaliwa lang, parang
Ayan,
medyo
kita na.
hati-hati, pero parang a little bit of an explainer para
Yeah,
dito
yeah,
kay Je. He is one of the more experienced players that we've had. Very young, but he has been in the Valhalla roster, Fallen 5 roster, so he is much aware of the situation that he's been. As we head on into the Agent Select Double Duelist comp para sa Zol Esports, and this is one of the first times that I've seen Je actually pick up yung raise na to. Usually, sa mga rosters na nasan siya, now as he played controller on Valhalla, he's more of a flex. Now, I think he's going to be slotting into that flex role sa Zol Esports, trying to build a lot more firepower in a championship winning team that is Zol Esports now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I also want to point out this is going to be the first time where we will be able to see a Clove being utilized in a team lineup. So let us see. Looking forward to how it's gonna turn out. But for the meantime, like what you said, Zol will be revolving around the more familiar agents, as what it seems. And I am hoping that these guys would be able to actually get some edge on the contrary, because I'm a sucker for like these underdog stories, and you know that so well for me. But yeah, that's gonna be a long way to go if ever they really wanted to do that.
A really long way to go talaga nga naman. Because Lover Boys, they're at the foot of the mountain. They're at the bottom of the food chain. Compared to Zol Esports na ilang beses na nakapag-playoff sa VCT, ilang beses na silang may tournament experience on the line as well. Even before they were Zol Esports, they were the Fallen 5 core at all. You'd see itong si Zin, itong si Micro, tsaka si Kakang, may kasama sila with itong si Kevs as well. So, they already have their built-in chemistry throughout the years. And they're rolling it back dito sa Zol Esports with a refreshed young player to try to give them a little bit more of a perspective on how to play the tempo game, which is currently the meta that we have right now. Kahit hindi masyadong utility heavy ang dalawang duelist sa isang composition, di ba? Kapag raise naman ang meron sa inyo, that kind of makes up for what the utility has been lost for you if you would have picked an initiator comp, if you would have picked the controller comp, kasi yung purpose talaga nito is to overwhelm the competition, and very well so. Je has the experience and the talent to brute force his way into sites. However, why don't we give a little bit of a background naman dito sa Lover Boys and yung pick composition nila, especially yung Clove na to. This is the second time that we'll see Clove on a broadcasted Predator Gaming live action. So, makikita natin yung Clove. And ano yung naging landscape ng Clove na to sa first time natin? Ang pinakauna nagpick na to ay si Paul X from OSC in their first qualifier. And he has completely dominated with this agent. Talagang brute force mid-side nung nasa asan siya and claiming frags like he's the duelist. Pero tandaan mo, controller siya, so okay lang na namatay siya kasi Clove can still put down the smokes even if they die.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. That's a huge advantage in terms of having a controller like Clove on this side. But once again, it is also going to be interesting because they're more of a like Calumbo composition here for the side of Lover Boys. Most importantly, they're gonna opt for an aggressive touch onto this one, considering they got a couple of initiators, tons of lines to actually utilize on their end, and the classic ciphers that both sides has. But for Zol, though, I would really want to point out that these guys are really, really good in terms of the bind map pick as well. Like, we really want to capitalize on the extremities of this map, knowing that it's quite small, it's more on a fast-paced play, and it seems like they really do excel in those types of scenarios. So let us see if it would still be the same onto this one, or would they be more creating more of a patient approach than in contrary in the past matches that they had.
I think the previous experiences for a lot of teams where they have minimal roster changes, they have a split decision on whether or not they want to play the same type of game that they usually play, whether or not they have put down the new player or not, or they could try to switch things up a bit, right? The only reason why I could see a roster change like this is that they either want to switch their style up or they want to improve upon what has already been built for the system that is all esports, right? So it's gonna be interesting on how they approach Jet into the roster. We don't really normally see Zol Esports pull out the double duelist comp. They usually are one of the teams that pull out a little bit more of a creative factor. Sila yung unang nag-pick up ng Viper sa Ascent map. Sila yung isa sa mga unang nag-pick up ng double controller nung naglalaro tayo sa Lotus, diba? Pero ngayon parang kakaiba eh. This is something that I'd normally see Oasis Gaming try to pull out, double duelist, or siguro something that now's esports are also built up upon. Ja on the Jet, tapos si Mojer naman yung magpipick up ng Raze, diba? Sabay-sabay silang gagamit ng duelist. And normally, si Zol Esports yung parang, ay, ayoko ng double duelist. Parang gusto ko ng double controller natin dito, right? No? But no, it is so much different. It is so much more refreshing to see Zol Esports try to do something different here, which is a huge mountain to climb in contrary to Lover Boys right now. So double initiator para sa kanila, more utility to fight with, mas lalo na sa mga extremities natin. Ano pa ba yung mga makikita natin for Kai? Expect him with the Gecko. You could see him placed up over at B-Long, and that he's looking to do just that. Support the Rays. Hayaan si Friday na magkaroon ng frags dito. But that is if he's able to support him, kasi minsan, this Gecko can be neutralized just by brute forcing the site, which Zol Esports are looking to do on the B side.
True. But once again, this is going to be a bit of an adjustment, though I believe that they've been playing for quite some time already in order to familiarize what their groove and their playstyle will be, what are the shifts, and the changes that they are going to do. But it seems like we're just quite stepping up to ensure that it is going to be a good one here for both sides, and all of our players will be well prepared and up and ready enough to actually go and push forward in this match.
Yep. Time is already brought down to 20, as you can see from your screens, mga kaibigan. It is do or die for either of these teams. The fourth time that Zol Esports are trying to brute force this qualifier, as Lover Boys are looking to play spoiler para sa kanilang qualifying run as we head on into this first pistol round. Attacking side for Zol. What kind of tempo are we going to look at? See a slow mid-walk push out for Friday. Already info gathered, knowns that Zol Esports are looking to pass to B.
But we are going to see someone's going to fall down here. Jackie will be eliminated by one shell, which is actually a good thing here because you can see that the changes here from Lover Boys, they're really playing closely more than ever. But I guess it doesn't matter because Jet will be getting one for each here for both of the other members here from Zol until Lamp Rouge will be the last one here. A globe with still the first kill is available, so just in case that you would be able to use or get a kill, then somehow he'll get some sort of advantage in terms of the shields. But the time is ticking, and it is 4 more people that he has to put down here in order to get closer to the spike. Good shot. He will be able to get one, but someone at the boxes will be killing him instead, and that is going to be a first round here for the side of Zol.
A valiant effort kasi nalabanan nila yung control nila over B, not even giving up that hookah without dying in the process, right? But that's the thing about bringing Jet into this roster, added firepower. And his aim has been really crispy on those first 2 headshots. So you can see that he spent his time on the aim labs routine and has also taken a bit of a vacation sa range bago tayo pumasok dito sa laban na ito. So 1-0. It's 3 Bulldogs straight into the mix for Zol Esports, looking to save a bit of money, leaving Micro and Zind to play with just pistols. And you can see that Jackie's also trying to put some damage down over to the short position, as Jez also poking his nose into that hookah side. Pero yung Bucky talagang has to be careful about it.
They really do have to be careful in the delay pa ng pag-takedown doon. And unfortunately, Friday will be dead. Just like that. Despite of them having 3 people here at the hookah, there's already a -1, 1 shell attempting off for the trade. And Micro will just be waiting for any personal extensions here from the side of Lover Boys. But now They are eyeing A side. Jackie already inside, and I don't think that they have any information that this guy is in here already, but there is going to be some information accessible for them, and they really have to keep an eye here at the bats as the rest of the people here from Liverboys will try and attempt to rotate all the way to A.
May info na siya. Kevzi known, but he still has a better gun. So Lampy Rouge dead to right. Kakarot also dealing with Corazon. 2 versus 4, and they know that the Bucky is holed up inside U-Haul, so they make their distance and they keep their cools to themselves. Another sweep out for Zol Esports. A good pistol, a solid bonus round conversion. So quick 2-0, tapos wala masyadong damage still through. The only thing that I saw a little bit was the disconnect between etong si Je and Micro. While they had their timings, so kung kailan sila mag-push over hookah, you can see that Je also had, you know, a bit of that bad habit of pushing in after makakuha ng info from one of the Sky Util, not waiting for the dog, not waiting for anything else. Although they get the frag doon sa hookah, and they are able to get map control doon sa isip pagkatapos. It's kind of one of the growing pains that I'm be watching out for if this disconnect in terms of communication will be present all throughout the game, or will it just be a blip under the radar? Maybe a small mistake that they'll forget upon mamaya. Kasi in terms of the firepower, Jay has been providing that all throughout. He's not afraid to take any fights. He knows how to use his util pretty well. Alam mo na nakita yung kanyang boombot at saka yung kanyang paint shell para masira at mahanap yung Bucky sa loob ng hookah. And normally, a lot of races don't really do that unless they realize that at the last possible moment before they actually push. So, good awareness from Jay. But somehow, some way, that one kill, I don't think it's too much para ma-apektan yung economy na. So, they're going to be chilling for now.
I mean, in short, you can actually say that there's actually good game sense available here for Je, knowing that he is actually leading the path right now in terms of the frags and even freeing the space. But Jackie, the rest of the squad actually are just gonna try and focus more on pickups from time and time again. They're opting for a slower approach here, knowing that there is a possibility for Loverboys to actually opt on a more aggressive stance, and they really want to play it safe, more patient, and is actually what we're seeing here right now. Pero ngayon, heavy saturation here dito sa bat area natin, and seems like Jet would be pinned down by someone from heaven, and they are yet to make a move.
Friday holding that long angle. Jet, good shot through that entry, slowly building back up. The intensity of Jet and how he entries onto the site is just impeccable. Just goes for it and gets another. Lampy Rouge, never expected, but still taken off of the picture because Jet is on fire with 2 kills to his name. Kai pushing out of the smoke, already dealt with by Kevzi, Zolan's Corazon. But what can you do? The firepower from Zol Esports is just unquestionable. All 5 kills for everybody on the squad. This is just brute force on top of brute force after another.
Couldn't agree more, and now they're back onto opting for an eco here for the side of Loverboys, which is quite unfortunate because you can see that Zol is just really simplifying their plays from every single round that we had so far. I mean, this is just a start, but this is not a good start for Loverboys, knowing that they are out of the 3 rounds that we had so far. Now, you are gonna see they'll try to do something here at the the A short area, but no one will attempt and go to peak, not unless that they will have someone alongside with them. And definitely playing safe on this current time, but everyone's scattered, spikes on A, and the rest of the people here, Ramon, I really like how they're just thinking about this methodically. Like, you know what? Despite of the fact na alam kong lamang tayo, wala silang baril, let's just play as how we should be playing this one. Just like what we're seeing here. Tremendous amount of pickups are being played out. Friday will attempt to try and even the numbers, but still, it's lacking.
Yeah, it's not gonna be of value. Kahit na dito si Kai, kaso yung timing not working with him this time around, 1v3. That's just unfortunate kasi tama ka. Zol Esports are not underestimating their competition right now. They know that they have the lesser guns, but they're treating it like they all have the best guns in the world. Kaso, na-spot na agad, nalaman nila yung mga positions nila, and they also predicted na baka mag-push nila on one side of the map, which they did, all the way towards that A-short. One tripwire was enough to nullify an attempt out from Loverboys. Di tuloy sila nagkaroon ng map control, hindi sila makapag-push sa kahit sino naglo-lurk around that market position. The intel power play shows that. And even though Friday had a valiant attempt up holding that A short, he's the only guy with the gun, he's the only guy with the bulldog, and nobody was there to back him up, making Zol Esports, or giving him the free A short side.
Indeed, but now there seems to be some fast executes here from Jet alongside with a guiding light being thrown here by Micro, but still, Lamperouge will try and opt for the trade here at one side, which is actually nice, but a lot of people will be eyeing out for Kai at the teleporter here at A, which is definitely not a good sign, and before we even know it, one more person remains once again. It is the history that's repeating itself, unfortunately, but Lamperouge will still try to retaliate despite of the odds, but not gonna be possible enough as Jet will just be there, be silent, securing him, and that's it.
May dual purpose yung double B-long control sana ni Friday at saka yung sa mga initiators natin. Once they got B-long control, and they have a few options of how they can approach this. They can either use a TP or try to rotate around, go for the double flank. They took the TP, but by the time that they tried to fire up doon sa Shar's position, they were surprised by the amount of players on Zol Esports holding up that same angle. Almost seemingly like they predicted na sa TP sila manggagaling. Naka-ready na agad yung orbital strike na nakaset up para dito kay Kevs. And it's just now that I noticed that Kevs and Micro have switched up both their roles. Usually, Kevs would be an initiator, somebody that you would expect to funnel util on. Pero siya na ngayon yung mag-shape at the battlefield with the smokes, while Micro is now going to be supporting both of his duelists. With Jet leading the charge, already spotting Kai, jump peek on, and the satchel's in. Forcing a rotation, forcing the move out, but one shell, good shot from the Sheriff that forces out again the passive rotation for the players on Zol Esports. But Friday is here and he's here to play it on the 4-stat CP all the way towards A. Lalo na't nandito si Kakarot at nandito na ang rotation din ni Lamperouge who gets shut off. But again, he is still alive, he's not dead yet, and he can still try to force out the fight.
A couple of ultimates been popped up here on the side of Loverboys, but unfortunately it seems like that is not the case, that they are trying to work it out. But Friday though, really was a reverse tie. This guy will be dealing the last blow. This is going to be a point finally on their side after 5 consecutive wins here from the side of Zol, and I feel like there's like some sort of confusion that happened at the hookah area earlier. Magkatabi na sana si ano nun. Magkatabi na si Micro tsaka si Friday. And then they didn't even realize it after like a split second. Pero still, they managed to pull it off. Hit it all the way to A and offer a good reset here for both sides. Just that Loverboys has been able to finally secure the point. Pero ngayon, we are seeing a couple of operators from both sides, and let us see if this is actually going to work out here, specifically for Jackie and Kai, which is really interesting for me to see that a Gecko is holding on up. But let's see if this works out.
I mean, it's not new news. Paper X something on the Gecko likes to pick up the operator sometimes, pero not a lot of Gecko players
So.
diba? Right? Something is different, you know. Something sometimes can be built different, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess because of something, a lot of other Gecko players are also picking it up, and I can see why. Sometimes you don't need the movement as long as you have good positioning. Then anybody else can pick up the operator. But Friday, long angle, Kai finally showing some life back into this after an operator shot to Kakarot. Jet loses the fight kay Friday. Now that's surprising. The long range angle, and Jet loses out the fight. So 5v3
There.
and the hookah position on notice. Nakakuha pa nga ng crossfire kasama dito ni Super Corazon. And if you look at the tripwires, they have no other choice but to push through that. Unless they have something to break the trips. Kaso naka-up nga naman ng Jet. And si Kevs nasa loob na ng site. Showstopper pushed out as well. Habang nasa loob ng site, Wanchel uses the smoke against his enemy. Jack Cole again
30
dead
seconds
to
left.
right. Kevs
One enemy
gets on
remaining.
fire. Super
Spike
Corazon
down B.
forces out the 1v4. Kevs all alone. Molly out, one smoke, but nothing to do unless he could fight himself out. 1v3 now with Corazon dead to rights here.
Smoke's down.
But 10 seconds remaining.
seconds
This
left.
is nearly impossible for them to make it work out. And just like that, Lampard should be dealing some bullets right through his head. But actually, I feel like that round really felt different here for the side of Loverboys. Like, you can see how fast they've been able to roost up the hookah area and play some smokes. And definitely set up some cues, coordinate, and communicate where the locations of the opponents are. So I feel like that's some signs of life here for the side of Loverboys that we would love to see. And also the operator pick off here from Kai actually worked out. Ultimate already available here for Kevzian as well as KJ. Just in case na kailanganin nila, considering they're on the attacking stance, but they are trying to pick up the pace here. Heavy presence here at the A site. And we are about to see if they will be rushing in, dealing some blows. Let us see.
Yep. Exploding on in. Nakadash pa nga tong Zizin. So he's inside, but he's dead inside of the site. Jet trying to trade it off 1-for-1. Showstopper activated. CT position. Definitely not positioned up. Corazon lining up two. Kev's getting devoured by the Thrash. And nowhere else to run but to help himself going to bench position. Kaso di sila makapush. Kai finally will get some value out of the Thrash. It's all left up to Kakarot, and he's already got himself one. But in this 1v2, they have to deal with the crossfires, deal with Corazon already lurking up the shadows. Kakarot goes wide, tries to play around this timing, tries to play around where the positions are from Friday, as well as Super Corazon, but Kakarot still wary. Double swing and double face was enough for Friday to trade off immediately. 3-5 for Loverboys.
These guys thrived amidst the chaos, no? Surround na yon. Kasi nakita natin, like, they didn't necessarily expect for the side of Zol Esports that someone's gonna be at the corner here dito sa Bats area right before they even entered. Pero I still liked how, despite that there is still a chance for Zol Esports to actually go and off for a comeback doon sa round na yon, is na-manage nila na narrow down, specifically Super Corazon, dealing or being so crucial at that round, getting like couple of kills at that moment at the backside. I feel like this is actually a good one. That just means na yung pagiging sentinel niya is definitely having an impact here on their side. But I feel like they are gonna try and do the same thing once again. Mistake here for the side of Lamp here from Bishop Forward, but Kai will be dealing a good amount of damage here on the counterpart, equalizing the numbers.
Kai again on site, kaso in control. Lalo na patay ni Kevs ang nag-iisang may operator. So Kakarot struggling to even use neural theft kasi nasa kabilang side lamang ng triple position ang body ni Kai. Now he does. Corazon noted, spotted. Kakarot kills him. In the 2 versus 3 in hand, they can't even smoke off yung CT. So they're just gonna try to hold this cross, try to hold it for the U-Haul position. Let Friday make the work. Let Wanchel use his utility and translate it into a round. Kaso Kevzi, as well as again the Sky trying to rotate back around. A Micro trying to be used as contact. Wanchel winning the fight. A second from Wanchel. Kaso Micro holds the long cross and holds his ground up for the squad. 6-3 for the side of Zol Esports. And well, it's solid all around. But sometimes sa sobrang close ng mga matches na to, I worry about the economy for the long run for Zol. And if you look at the amount of money that they have, they can't even force out a full buy para dito kay Jackie.
I mean, not gonna lie, both of their economies are broken. I mean, it's still a good thing that Zol managed to like put all the rest of the members here for the side of Loverboys down at that specific round. And some of them were forced to have like half shields for the most part, but still, let's see if they will still try to get this point on their end. Most importantly, that this is going to be their last fight here for the side of Zol Esports. Blazestorm already activated here for Jackie. Sinabayan ang guiding light sa pagpasok site natin sa B-site, but Friday though, tamang judge lang, Corazon. They're doing the coordination here very, very well for both sides. Now a 3v3, but they are yet to put the spike down here at B, while someone is gonna be at the elbows. Gekko's Lamberton. Susubukan niyang harapin itong si Jackie, but it is going to be a struggle, but we will get the job done. Now 2v2, and there's still some utilities for them to use, but now he is left alone. Quite of a struggle, if I may say, in trying to opt for the retake, but he'll try to segregate them, but still not enough dahil saktong-sakto yung guiding light ni Micro dito.
At sakto din yung positioning dito si Micro. Pagkatapos sa patayin itong si Kai, then there are two choices on where Lampy Rouge could have possibly pushed up upon. Since siya yung isa sa mga pinakaunang nag-rotate, he could have tried to still push out of CT where Kai was going to be coming from, or he was one of the elbow rotators. That's why after mapatay yung Jet sa loob ng elbow, already the info was gathered. So communication is still fluid for the side of Zol Esports. Alam na sa elbow manggagaling, so sa elbow nakatingin na agad ng si Micro to take off Lampy Rouge. Plus, since siya nag-iisa, it doesn't matter because they are pushing to Zind. 2 kills, dash in, kaso he gets blinded. Nothing to behold, nothing to report. He pushes on Lampy Rouge. Ginamit yung NDY, but he needs to kill him. Jackie is running away from him. He's gonna let him die in 1 second. And he does in a 2 versus 4. Will Zol Esports have B site, they have full control, and they also killed off Vanchel, so nothing he can do.
Oh my, it's so messy. But it is working in favor for the side of Zol. They're really capitalizing on the countdown bago mawala yung ultimate ng ating si Lampy Rouge dito, ng ating flow. But it's just funny for me na talagang tumakbo si Jackie dito na run for your life, we need to rotate. I mean, I managed to get 2 already. All you guys have to do is to go to B. Pumasok na kayo dyan. And then, they really did that, diba? So, good round here for the side of Zol. Quite entertaining to say the least na panoorin. Nag-enjoy ako doon habang nagkakas ka. Natuwa lang ako display. Pero, some tons of ultimates available here for the side of Loverboys. This is already the last round, so this is about to be like a fireworks show waiting to happen. Kung gagamitin nila to lahat.
Nahuli. Ginamit ang showstopper, and Friday was able to catch Kakarot off. An orbital strike also invested. Kevs just really wants to kill the guy in TP, but they never knew about the movements from Friday. It's already locked in doon sa loob ng B showers, so he's taking control of business. He's already rotated up doon sa may showers position, so natatong si Micro. Trailblazer out as well. Bit of info, a lot of scrutiny. Again, yung A site. At kahit nandun yung utility ni Kakarot, or ni Corazon actually, sometimes it's not gonna be enough since, nandun pa rin yung tripwire. That's one of the powers of the Cypher into this meta. Hindi siya masisira agad kahit ginamit na ng utilities. Dapat talaga masira. So, Jackie's already on site. Showstopper invested as well. And Jet is on fire, exploding on Corazon. 3v4. Plant coming down as well for Kebs doon sa A site. Kaso alam nila na may taas sa loob ng site. Friday taken care of. And now a 2 versus 4 with Zol Esports back on top.
Player standing.
And before we even know it, same scenario for the nth time. Lampy Rouge having all the utilities in the world, but got no chance against 4 people here, rather 3. And I guess it's just so clean in terms of how they've been able to secure their specific positions, no? Most importantly, while Jackie really secured the high ground onto this one, and Jed just satcheling through, show-stopping, like super Corazon, and everything's been history from there. And they've been able to free tons of space. And Friday was quite lost kung nasaan yung mga kalaban dito and whether they would actually push. But unfortunately, they did. And here we are now at the second half, wherein this is going to be quite interesting if they would manage to actually penetrate a specific site, because they have like a couple of initiators here, so specifically a Sky and as well as a Gecko. So dapat, in theory, dapat is mas maganda yung kanilang pag-free na space regardless of having just one duelist, considering that they've got tons of utilities to actually use.
That is if the duelist can actually use that though, right? Because if you look at that, they're slowly walking in towards B. Habang may 4-man flank, 3-man flank actually from Zol, rushing towards the site itself. Friday wants to put his hand too deep into the cookie jar. Might even surprise Kakarot. Knife out. And yet again, Friday has done it again. moments from this guy, but Micro and Jet have put Relati back into the mix. 3v4, 11 HP for Micro, loses again the gunfight for him, so he concedes. He gives up the fight kay Corazon, and Jen Jack also dealing the damage to Kai. Double kill. 11 HP yet again for Micro. Has to spot out kung saan manggagaling tong si Kai, and the audible gives it up. Kaso Micro upline gives Kai the clutch up in the 1v2 scenario.
It's a good switch up, no? In terms of the crosshair placement. Really quick. But yeah, I guess that is quite of a stretch nga. If I may say, kasi biro mo, they managed to put the spike down and every single one of them are just trying to offer a reset here para to prepare doon sa post-man situation nila. But unfortunately, hindi nila yung nagawa because they didn't really expected that someone's gonna come from TT or from Puka specifically. But at least they managed to pull it off somehow, yung specific round na yun. And now they'll be blessed with some guns here, a better economy to say the least, but we're yet to see if this will actually work. Micro backing out because of the utilities being thrown by Friday here, but still a lot of time on their hands. All utilities being placed down, nilalakad like a red carpet as Micro will be just below at the Buka, securing one. But the rest of the team are unstoppable here, trying to secure every single one here for the side of Gold Esports because they know their advantage. And just like that, this round will be seized.
Finally, breathing some life back dito sa Lover Boys. Friday, doing a really good job of using his movement, using his satchels para ma-surprise ang kahit sino nag-hold dito sa site. Even though Micro was able to catch one before he dies through, Friday was all over that B site. Just hampering them with the judge, just showering them with shotgun bullets, just recognizing that he should be the guy to step up against Zol Esports. So, in a 5-9, Zol Esports on their defense, and we're on the back foot, but now they have the guns, now they have all the firepower that they need. They double up doon sa may hookah position while leaving Friday to use all his util. Katulad ng ginawa kanina ni Je. Kaso, nagingay lang siya. It was all a fake. Tamo yung pag-rotate nila all the way towards A short. They're fighting into the Cypher util. And that's one of the things that we have to watch out for. But Zin, his elevation has been on point. He's on top of Kai. He's already on top of this situation. So an early 4 versus 5, Mochi.
I guess that's not gonna work onto Jackie and Kakarot here because they're just anchoring the site down. One for each. This duo is doing the bulk of the work here in this current round, pulling off even a flawless round para sa Zol Esports. But still, that just means that these guys are still back in the game. Still 5-round difference here sa specific match na ito. And it is going to be quite of a struggle for Lover Boys to actually get back up. Lalong-lalo na ano yun, like, they've been quite behind, to say the least. Most specific, lalo na doon sa first half natin. But, Kai, ready na si Trash. Great advantage in terms of whether they decide to reserve this for a post-land or even just by pushing in. Pero kailangan nilang mag-ingat pa rin dito sa hookah. Because Friday, he's pretty keen on exhausting like a couple or most of the utilities here na meron siya. But on this one, makakakuha siya ng
Oh, so Corazon has to be careful now. Kasi alam nang nasa loob. Etong si Jack, and he dealt with another out for Jackie. And the Thrash also contains itong si Micro. But look at this. Look at the assist out from Jackie. He's already on towards that hookah. He tries to actually spray papunta doon kay Wingman, but he does not have enough bullets. And Micro is safe inside CT, tucked into the corner, waiting for Kakarot to strike on the flank. At nandito na din si Jackie. So, in theory, they're sandwiched inside B, and there's nothing that they can do other than win out their gunfights. But Kai, already, great timing, forces out the swing, and they also got Micro, so left up to Jackie. He always has done this before, so this crossfire has to be dealt with. This triangular position, kaso it does not come down to positioning. It always came down to gunplay as Wanchel proves that the 6th-round win is worth for Lover Boys.
Tamang free fire lang si Wanchel dun sa hookah. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually expect that Kai would be able to pin down na nandun si Kakarot sa ilong natin. But it somehow worked out in their favor, and they've been able to get these last 2 remaining members out of the game. But now, It is a 610. I mean, to say the least, this is drastically different from what we have seen kanina lang na it's quite one-sided. Somehow, meron ng mga sampal or suntok na binabato dito ang lover boys, which is something that we would really want to see. But now, we have like an operator na naman sa kamay ni Jackie. And we are yet to see if this will definitely materialize. Lalong-lalo na they're on the defense and fixed na naman, na jet na may hawak lagi ng operator natin in terms of these types of situations. And in case that they would get the pick off here, it is going to be a big one, lalong-lalo na medyo at a disadvantage dito ang side ng Lover Boys in terms of the attacking.
Yep. Interesting na si Kai yung nag-call ng timeout dito pagkatapos na manalo, di ba? Usually, it would be the team that actually loses out on the bonus round, but sila yung nag-call on timeout. So it speaks to me that they're cooking something up dito on the round. It's not gonna be a full rush. I feel like they're gonna try to find a way na ma-scour ng info kung saan manggagaling yung napakamataas of top ragger na tong si J. But guys gonna do the same thing this Friday. Back on that familiar hookah position with the judge. And normally he's the first guy in dun sa hookah. He's always had impact dun sa judge na yun. Always finding at least one. But at this point, if it's Zol Esports, you always have to be good for 2 if you're Friday. Kaso, taking it slow. Kevs! Oh, through the wall! He was on top of the tube position. Kaso, sa sobrang wide ng angle niya, Wanchel was just too quick to trade it off 1 for 1. Dun sa bilong naman, Kai, Zol Super Cruzon taking it very slowly to fight off against the captain of Zol Esports. Micro fighting in. Oh, expecting another! Micro is on point right now, leaving it all to the 2. Pero Lampy Rouge and Wanchel don't even have the health advantage to fight off the 4 versus 2.
Such an aggressive stance here for Micro. That's actually a big thing here para sa kanyang team because he managed to gun down a couple of members here along without any hesitation. Pero ngayon, si Wanchel na lang naiwan dito kanina. He tried to attempt an upward trade here dito sa hookah pero still, hindi niya ata magagawa na mag-clutch ngayon. For people ba naman, you are against, diba? And no way of clear segregation knowing that it's not a cross-on situation, nahihirapan ka talaga. And they are yet to know. I'm not quite sure if aware sila na naka-operator ton si Jackie. Kasi kanina, Jackie is just holding a specific angle but no one necessarily crosses this path. So, yeah, I feel like that's also some sort of information na hindi pa ata nadi-disclose sa kanila.
So the element of surprise is present para sa Zol Esports, especially for Jackie with the big op on his hands. Already made his mark doon sa taas ng truck and very well known dito talaga manggagaling. Lover Boys as they jump peak on, try to find what the ruse is gonna be doon sa loob ng A short. You can see that Jackie's also not giving an inch, not giving any sort of info. Ngayon, spotted siya agad. Pero hindi na alam kung nasa taas ng truck or nasa likod lamang. But the Friday, showstopper, commence kaso J! Always at the right place, always at the right time. Possibly the guardian that they needed. Another for Kakarot with Jeb pulling out the showstopper of his own. 2 initiators down. And they're also holed up inside U-Haul. Spike's not even planted. Nothing to behold. With the 1 minute that they have, the players that they're squandered in sa loob ng U-Haul have nowhere else to run but to die to the hands of Zol Esports. Corazon just giving himself up kay Jeb with the 3K enhancer raise. It's 1 more point para makapasok ang Zol Esports sa Kings of PH playoffs.
Dude, these guys are trapped badly doon sa Lambs area na yon. And unfortunately, they got no way out. And quite unfortunate then because Friday is really keen on like, parang gigil na gigil siya na patayin din itong si Jackie, yung naka-off siya. Pero sadly, hindi yun nangyari because Jet is on the other side taking care of things and eventually taking care of him. But, Lover Boys, mukhang meron pa rin silang susubukan dito. Heavy saturation at the hookah area. Subukan pa rin nila mag-push and there might be a possibility for them to actually make this work out. But Micro, may mapipitas. And despite of the buys not actually being the best, they're still trying to make it work out here. Forward side of Lover Boys, a 4P3, but still Jackie, operator here from B-Long. Meron pa rin possibility for him to actually take someone down. The rest of the squad, but tamang satchel lang, may masesecure another. But Lover Boys, additional lifeline lang naman ang makukuha nila dito from this round.
And with the low buys too, they only had stingers, they only had the pistols coming up in this way. Just relied upon para maka-entry itong si Friday. And very well known, they already got themselves a free B-site kasi nag-4-man flank yung players ng Zol Esports from the TP. You also saw that Jackie was attempting to rotate around from that hookah position all the way to long. Kaso, by the time that he got there, his up didn't provide any value into the round at all at namatay pa nga yung iba pa mga players ng Zol Esports. So, go back into the A short push and Friday is willing to fight this, but Jackie already on the trust, already on the other side of the smoke. The trap placed para sa Zol at yung Lover Boys not quick to catch up either. Wanchel, he was so distracted by the ultimate that Jackie was already there. But Kai stands tall against two from Zol Esports and possibly the lifeline that they needed from their own beating heart.
Oh, and this attempt of a rotate here, I don't think that they will expect that Kakarot will be here. But no, medyo delikado sila dito, no, for the side of Lower Boys. But the timing is not actually, on the connecting side. Like, everyone is gonna be safe from that said encounter na ina-expect or ina-anticipate natin. But they are just making their way here, creeping onto B side. May 40 seconds pa naman sila para planuhin paano nila mag-execute dito. But there are traps everywhere. There are tripwires na kailangan nila mag-ingat for this one. But Wingman, mga kadaan check, hindi. They'll be forced to push in on their own as Zol will be able to secure the people here. Bringing out 2v2 though. Lavender is going huge, but now 1v1 and still Lover Boys, they're not going down without a fight.
Definitely not. At okay lang kahit hindi nalagay yung spike plant dahil as long as they're still in this, then they can be able to topple ang Zol Esports, the top 1 VCTPH team so far sa 2024. Kaso, a little costly for both sides of the team. A full buy across the board except for Lampy Rouge, kay Lover Boys, yes. But the fact that they're able to get these wins off the skin of their teeth is valuable in this stage of the game. Now, match point pa rin ng Zol. You could also worry that since they only had the half buys dito, any kind of gun could actually make the difference in this. But since naka-Vandal, naka-Guardian lang naman, so si Lampy Rouge and everybody else on Zol Esports, doesn't really matter what type of armor you're bringing into the table. It just matters if you hit the headshot dito. Especially on the attacking side. Friday, with Manchel's utility sported, nakapasok na siya agad, dodging away from the Cypher util. And they even have the paint shell, if ever that it hits onto the wingman, but he still passes spike. That forces a 5v5 retake on the side of Zol Esports. Backed off, Corazon also supported by Friday knows that both tripwires are depleted now. Truck as well, flashed out, so they know that nobody's around the site itself. Jackie gets one. Still tries to exchange bullets, exchanging fire all the way from metal, but Lampy Rouge will deal the final coffin kay Jackie with the 4 versus 4. Stunned up pa nga si Je, papasok sa loob ng side. Micro with 2, Friday with another. Exchanging 2Ks and 2Ks on top of this match point given up by Zol. Kaso with time dwindling down, it is not possible for Zol Esports to retake anymore. With Kai finally dealing damage dito kay Micro, they get the 9th round win off the skin of their teeth yet again.
Out of charges. I'll teach them to respect their elders.
Why? It just really fascinates me. Like, there is like a solid 3-second time wherein everything is going so intense. Nag-iintayan lang sila kung sino yung magpipeak first dito sa A site natin. Not even the lamps, not even at the bats, but just to open their site. And it also fascinates me dahil nakapasok sila dito nang walang nalalaga sa kanila, e nalagpasan nila lahat ng mga tripwires na nilalapag dito ni Kakarot. So, that is something for us to see, but we're seeing an aggressive push here from the side of Zol Esports. Jackie, meron makukuhan dalawa. Watch out, attempt to operate. Ray going free already in a 2v3 na. Pero still, hinga muna ng bahagya because these guys, our members here by the side of Zol Esports, still decided to opt for the objective on this one. Importante na ma-anchor natin both sides regardless of the odds that we currently have. They are still good here because the rest of the teammates here still have like rifles and tons of utilities for them to actually use. And though this is going to be pretty difficult for them, for the side of Zol Esports, to segregate them, lalong-lalo na each of them is occupying a specific site. But there's already some sort of information at the B site, but it seems like they're going to be committing into this one.
The young gun versus the old master, and Friday is the one actually takes the head off of Micro using the boom bot. Si Kakarot na lamang, and he has been the star player for the side of Zol, but in the end, Lampy Rouge is still here to play. And we have a lot more Valorant coming up in this next one. 10 to 12 para sa side ng Lover Boys. Slowly and surely, they're building up an economy. They're building up what has been destroyed from the first half, galing to Zol Esports. And with this triple kill from Wanchel, it's almost it seemed like this was more than enough for them to revitalize, replenish what has been lost from how that first half went for Zol. It has been so crucial that they get these picks. Kaya ngayon, this low buy for Zol has to feel like it's the heaviest gun round para dito sa kanila, kasi pag binigyan nila to, it's 11 to 12. And then the last buy round will come into play if they lose it. So they rely on Jackie and Jet to take the first pick. They spot agad yung Jet. At nahanap na agad kung nasaan yung Raze as well. So they give up yung A-short angle. There's no pressure anymore from getting this push. As long as they take itong si Jackie at saka si Jet, mawawalan ng pressure ang Zol Esports, giving an open opportunity for Love Boys to take a short for free.
This is quite a round. Most especially that I really expected for Zol to have like a couple of buckies or something, pero most of them actually recorded the shares. But let's see if this will actually work out as Friday goes for the entry here, connecting some shots into Micro. He will be returning to another shotgun, but not entirely eliminating him. Zol still fighting up against the remaining members here for the side of Lover Boys, despite of the disadvantage in terms of guns now. Restoring towards CP3 ngayon, they're gonna rotate, running over off of a marathon here. Dito sa B-side natin, they're gonna put the spike down, and they've got themselves some guns here for the side of Zol. 8 HP na lang dito kay Jackie, and one more dagger here. Brainstorm, but still, Super Corazon wouldn't be able to catch them off guard.
Try something.
The duo of Kai and Corazon. The decisive call na mapag-TP together para, one, ma-overwhelm tong si Kakarot habang he's on the way pa lang to flank, and to put the spike down, completely ignore the site right after para ma-double push out yung elbow, para ma-surprise yung flood retake ng Zol Esports. Look at the intel power play, man. The trading from Kai para kay Corazon has been beautifully executed. That was a 2 versus 3 in the blink of an eye. And Lover Boys are on the brink of forcing overtime against the top 1 VCT team in the Philippines. And it starts with one from Friday if he gets himself tong si Kakarot sa loob ng hookah position. But they're both playing it passively, playing it very safely. This is a complete contrast from Zol Esports, how they operated from the previous round. It's the Seekers and the Thrash. Or they operated Friday, caught in the midst of the tripwire. Kaso buti na lang at nakaalis si Kakarot, natakot sa Seekers at natakot sa flood push ng Lover Boys.
That's actually quite unfortunate because they tried to like invest 3 ultimates, the Seekers, the Thrash, and as well as the Showstoppers, but they haven't been able to get any kills from that one or frags, but they do have some sort of information here. Every single one of them will be rotating here onto our A site, and we are about to see if this will actually work out because 2 people here are going to be coming from the back area. Lapa Rouge will be able to secure Micro out, and we'll be trying to offer a fight here. Jackie may also secure them for a trade, but they've been able to put the spike down too. But they really have to offer reset here. Kailangan nilang kalmahan because medyo crucial na yung nangyayari dito as Jackie would be getting ahead as Lover Boys will continue to secure them out one by one. At si Jackie na lang naiwan dito. Pero meron pa rin siya makukuha. Is this a possible ace?
Possibly. Only needing 2 na lang. The ace clutch para kay Jackie. Only needing 2 more. Kaso Kai, a perfect sweep para makuha ang overtime para sa Lover Boys. Welcome to the Kings of PH, both Lover Boys and Zol. Because now you are on the midst of the utmost amount of pressure para makuha yung spot dito sa playoffs. Dahil that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rounds straight para sa Lover Boys. It was 6-12 before we got to this point in favor of Zol. But against all odds, against the mental fortitude that has been ripped apart from them sa first half, ngayon, bumabawi sila. And it's off the back of the IGL. Kai has been doing so much work, not just on the fragging department, but because of their mental, they brought themselves back up.
Grabe, bro. Medyo napakamot ako ng ulo doon. Grabe, no? 6 consecutive runs na nakukuha dito ng Lover Boys. They managed to up for an overtime here. They're going on with an aggressive stance here at the P-long area. Pero tamang batuhan lang ng bullets at utilities. Pero si Kebsy pa rin na makakapitas. And they will be forced to back out. But regardless, 3 more people here from the side of Lover Boys will be at B. And they are yet to see if possible nga ba na makakuha sila ng mga pick-offs here once na makapa-ending na tong mga to dahil yun nga lang din ang kanilang gagawin dito. No trades and answers from the side of Lover Boys so far, pero at least si Kai may makukuhang dalawa. And these 2 people are already here just waiting for the right time to offer the trade, pero mukhang hindi yun mangyayari as Micro is well aware of where he is. Super Corazon may magpipipas, pero still si Kakarot lang naman ang tatapos dito. And now 13-12. A long journey. What has this match has become.
Remember to talk to each other out
A
there.
long journey that might possibly be Zol Esports' victory if they get themselves in yung city side natin dito sa kanilang overtime, right? And it was ballsy for Zol Esports to contest that B-long control, but they got the job all done after makuha yung first pick. Go back towards that B-side control. Tapos sa defense nila, ay nakakuha pa nga si Micro ng maraming kills dito. Back into this A-short push on the side of Zol. They find Corazon. They don't get the kill though. So they can actually give him a sliver of hope habang ibang mga players ng Lover Boys ay nasa loob na ng showers. Tripled up, stacked up. Walang nakatingin dun sa position na yun. They're all focused dun kay Corazon, and Lampirouge is also crawling up. They killed off ng si Corazon, but they don't know that Corazon... Actually, Lampirouge is always on the right time. Double kill. Lampirouge is on fire. And he can also put the util down and smoke off yung ace site defense. 2 versus 3. Zol Esports on the back foot now.
I don't know what more I can say, but this round, they are so immaculate in terms of their positioning. They didn't really expected that Lamperouge would be just at the back lines, and they were definitely caught off guard by that one. But 2 more people here from Zol. Lamperouge getting 3K already. Kebsy just eyeing him down. Like, how can I actually get this defuse done? Because it's a 1v3 after all, trying to opt for a half defuse. Still, kulang pa din as one shell will be able to get Kebsy out, and it is going to be the second set of our overtime.
One more OT to the side kung sino yung mananalo dito. And Zol Esports have opted to use their first time out so far sa BO1 na to. They're pressured. And despite a very strong first half, yung second half naman, given a lot of time ang Lover Boys para makapag-warm up natin dito. Lampirouge is hitting shots. Friday has been so quick with his movement. And let's not forget that Manchel, although he's a little bit low on the scoreboard, he's been providing a lot of value with his supportive utility para makakuha sila ng a lot of breathing room pagpasok dito sa mga attacking sides nila. A lot of support given para sa numbers nila doon sa may showers position, and that gives a lot of confidence for Friday to walk up. Give a lot of space dito sa side ng Lover Boys, and well, this injects another branch of hope para sa ating city side ngayon. Lover Boys, they're this close to toppling possibly one of the strongest teams in the PH scene right now. And it's up against Jet in his prime. 30 kills to his name, 24 para kay Kebs. And if they're able to have a strong attack sa pag-start nila dito sa OT, then this could very well still be Zol Esports' game, but it hasn't been the case so far. Friday and Lampy Rouge always finding ways to wiggle back into this match. At ngayon sa 13-13 natin, magsisimula siya sa city side agad ng Lover Boys, where Zol are looking to patch up their past mistakes. Sa loob ng a short push natin dito, passively taking that space, giving Micro an opportunity to breathe sa B-long. Knowing na wala masyadong movement dun sa B-long, wala masyadong ingay sa may hookah. A short is where they're gonna be compromising. Look at that, na-bait agad yung util ni Micro na pag-rotate yung Raze. Only people holding this A side, so a free plant unless Kai can do something about this. Jackie is pushing through the smoke, possibly trying to fish out tong si Kai. Or maybe he's just a rat, maybe he just wants to hold this long angle. Para kung magpupush nga sila dito, eh baka mapatay pa nga na sa spam tong si Lampy Rouge, forcing a 5v5 retake that could possibly make the game here.
Oh, but unfortunately, just as you mentioned that someone's gonna be eliminated shortly, Lamp Rouge is already out of the question. No close here for the side of Lover Boys, but Friday will try to attempt to put someone down. Heavy saturation here at the Lamps area as we are seeing tremendous amounts of trades happening here right now. Friday capitalizing more of the time here that he's trying to reload his gun, but now someone's gonna be blinded. No 1v2. He got no chance as he is out in the open here. Micro will be able to take himself out. And now they're still going at it, Ramon.
Definitely, man. Zol Esports still knocking on the door. Papasok sa Kings of PH playoffs, and they took it tooth by nail para makuha yung U-Haul control that Jet was the lone vanguard to do, but giving an opportunity for Friday has always been bad news for them. So buti na lang, Kevs was able to control the spray, adjust the spray, able to bounce back through after very pivotal rounds on the side of Lover Boys right now. 14-13 mga kaibigan. Game's not over yet, but match point for Zol could very well maybe it if they get themselves a winning defensive side. They start with a Trailblazer by Wanchel, and now they know that Micro is inside of the site. However, wala silang info about Jackie, but they are actually gonna dodge away from it since they're thinking about a short, and they forget about showers this time around.
But I guess they will get a good call from the Trailblazer that they are no longer on that one, but they will try to smoke it out just in case for a safer option. But every single member here from the side of Lower Birds already shifting towards our B side, but there is going to be a possible delay because of the tripwires na meron dito si kumparing Kakarot, but still 40 seconds on the clock, just 10 more seconds before sila mag-commit dito sa B-side, whether they like it or not, but they are gonna encounter the Molly as well, which is quite unfortunate because that just means lesser time for them to actually execute. Utility is not actually connecting, maybe some sort of damage lang kikakarot kanina from the earlier encounter, but this is going to be a really shaky one because they will still try to commit onto B side. A bit of a problem here for Lover Boys, and that is going to be it.
Win.
The stronghold from Zol Esports was proven to be more than enough because they got their win 15-13. Congratulations to Zol Esports. We'll be seeing them sa playoffs ng Predator Kings of PH, but what a heck of a way to do it in 2 overtimes para ma-prove that they still got it dito lang sa ating qualifying stage, man. Lover Boys put up a heck of a fight. You can see that they're also trading blow for blow, mas lalo na dun sa kanilang second half where they have shown a lot of promise pagdating doon sa mga entry frags. Friday doing a lot of work on the attack, always being somewhat of a nuisance kapag kakalaban niya si Kakarot, kapag kalaban niya tong si Micro, always finding ways to surprise their opponents. But I feel like the biggest MVP for Lover Boys has to be Kai kasi ang daming mga calls dito that actually pivoted towards the side of Lover Boys that would have been around for Zol Esports this time around. Tanda mo yung dalawang TP doon sa loob ng B para makuha nila yung B side control, right? And normally, you would sit inside the site para makapag-post plant, but they decided to double stack up doon sa loob ng elbow, surprising everybody from Zol Esports kasi walang nag-flank and they all funneled in doon sa isang choke point lamang. One of the most impressive displays of IGLing I've seen from a young talent like Kai, and possibly more to be seen kapag magkaroon ulit tayo ng opportunity for him to shine maybe later on in the year.
Grabe, ang humble pa kanina eh. Sabi pa ka daw madurog siya. But not gonna lie, hindi ito durog because this is such a really, really close match. Not to mention, it's just unfortunate na dun sa last round na yun is that hindi man lang sila binigyan ng chance na makapag-put ng spike down dito on the attacking. It's just that Zol is really good in terms of holding their angles as well. But still well played here for the side of Lover Boys. And it is going to be safe to say that Zol Esports definitely fought so hard for this plays or this slot, no, so heading towards our playoffs. But it's just happy to see because you know these guys from the side of Lover Boys, they're quite new, amateur to semi-pro, I believe, if it's safe to say, because Kai is like from a collegiate, he's from my same university, from FIT, but just really happy, parang medyo nakaka-proud. Hindi pala medyo, talaga nakaka-proud. Kita mo na, oh, they can stand up against Zol Esports, so that is actually a statement, right? But once again, Zol Esports securing the second to the last slot here, heading towards our playoffs. And you just saw how good Jay is on that race pick. And I couldn't wait to see more from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, lalo na pagdating dito sa playoffs natin. So that's gonna be next weekend, mga kaibigan. Pero hindi pa tapos ang race towards the qualifiers dahil we have one more best of one for you that's gonna happen right after this short break. My name is Ramon. With me is Mochi. Huwag kang iaalis. Magbabalik ang Kings of PH.
with the Predator Helios 3D15 Spatial Labs Edition.
The 13th gen Intel Core i9 HX processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 GPU, and our custom-engineered Aeroblade cooling, alongside liquid metal over the CPU.
Delivering intuitive interaction and immersive sensation through technologies like advanced sensory solutions, optical display, and the latest real-time rendering technologies.
With the Helios Neo 16. 13th gen Intel Core processor? Check. GeForce RTX 40 series graphics? Of course. As for cooling, the Helios Neo includes Predator's custom-engineered cooling solutions listed here, with our unique Aeroblade fans and liquid metal thermal grease. Predator Triton 17X laptop. This powerhouse features a GeForce RTX 4090 with a max TGP of 175 watts, the Acer Nitro XC452 CUV at 44.5 inches with a 32:9 ultra-wide aspect ratio and 1500R curvature. Predator Orion X. The Intel Core i9 13900KS Special Edition processor boasts 24 cores, a flagship NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. It is the smallest PC that features this GPU. Upgrade your gaming experience with the Predator Orion X.
Welcome back mga kaibigan. We're here and now for the final qualifying match para sa Predator Kings of PH. Saka pala si Ramon Cutie, kasama ko si Mochi Cuties. At para sa ating mga cuties in the chat right now, we have long awaited for this moment to come. It is one more qualifying match bago tayo pumasok sa playoffs. It is No Org versus Rank L Cuties para sa ating nag-iisang spot for the playoffs. And well, Mochi Cutie, I think we already know what we're going to be expecting for both squads. I mean, you have already known Rank LQTs from their lands sa Cyberzone. Ako nakita ko na yung No Org 2 times in a row na sa broadcast. What do you think is going to be Rank LQT's expectations?
I mean, not gonna lie, this is going to be familiar territory from both sides because both of some players here actually coordinated with each other back in collegiate sa Valiant or Holy Angel University Pampanga, and most likely is well aware sila sa kilos ng isa't isa. Might be a couple of generations actually involved dito, but still that does not mean that it is going to be a difficult one for both to understand how each other's play styles work. And most importantly, there is going to be a good chance na magiging close. Itong match na ito, pretty similar to what we have from the previous one. But I believe you got something for us in the side of No Org, though.
Yep. I mean, naging regular na sila dito sa qualifying matches natin. I think they've had 2 broadcasted matches para sa qualifiers alone, and they have lost in 2 of those. Pero I believe they have been going down swinging, especially in those overtime matches against the likes of, I believe it was SR Nakage in one of the earlier ones, and then proved to have a lot of potential pagdating dito sa ating susunod na laban. So it's going to be one heck of a matchup, lalo na dito sa No Org and Rank LQTs. As we're going to be slowly walking into the map selection in just a bit. I feel like it is going to be a very lucky stride for No Org ngayon. I have a really good confident feeling that they're going to have a very refreshed mindset heading into this matchup against Rank LQTs. But nevertheless, Bind will be the matchup. It is as potent as ever for any lurker, for any aggressive duelist to actually push upon Bind with the tempo being in mind. Kasi meron pa tayong mga TPs, meron pa tayong mga short-range na rifles or short-range na pwedeng pagpasukan ng mga duelists natin, katulad ng A-Short, katulad ng Showers. And as we already saw from that Zol Esports matchup against Loverboys, this could go either way, even if may 9-3 scoreline tayo. Sometimes malalason pa rin talaga kahit underdogs kayo.
Right, there is always going to be like possibility in certain situations. All you have to do is to like wait na magkamali yung opponents mo, or other than that, try to read their play, diba? But on the current lineup here, I feel like there is a strong possibility for us to see the usual controllers here. But I guess considering that the current lineups or the players that we have here, there might be a possibility that an Astra is going to be played, most specifically dito kay Kael, because Kael is really good in terms of placing all the orbs here and usually utilizing it in terms of post-plan situations. But let us see what they are gonna have here. Lupa din naman ng race to, so most likely meron ding race din sa magkabilang teams. But other than that, do you have any expectations here for the agent lineups for both sides?
Well, wala na tayong masasabi expectations kasi nasa live screen na natin
Dito na.
kung ano yung mga pwede natin makita no? So, I think I got a little, I think I'm a little out of it before we headed into this matchup. But nevertheless, ito na nga, double initiator comp para sa No Org with ang kalaban din nila, double initiator din. But yung pinagkaiba lamang, di ba? Walang sentinel sa No Org. No traps, nothing whatsoever for flank watches. Si Jacob picking out the deadlock, which is something that you don't normally pick up, mas lalo na sa map ng Bind. So a lot of ways that you can approach this with strong behold anchor. Kapag iiwan mo yung deadlock, hayaan mo na siya maglalaro gamit sa kanyang mga traps, malalaman mo kung ano yung amount of util na pwede mong i-invest sa kanya kasi parang malalaking or maliliit na fault line lamang yun na parang breach yung nilalagay niyang sensors, di ba?
Yeah, ito. What are your thoughts having a deadlock in a competitive lineup? Like, hindi lang compe as in ranka, like competitive as in pro scene. Like, kasi I feel like there are like very mixed opinions on this one, like having a deadlock and integrating it in your what do you call this, sa mga agents mo, because usually it's not being used and there are mixed opinions doon sa mga sensors niya as well. So what do you say about that?
So not the strongest flank watch, right? But you gotta put a lot of emphasis sa kung ano yung strength niya as a sentinel, being an anchor for the team, holding down yung one side of the map para magkaroon kayo ng a lot of map control. Something that Cypher also excels in, but what his traps are a little bit more flexible than the sensors. What the sensors are really good at though is holding down the site for your team. Kasi once they go down to, let's say, the hookah position, it's a free sensor usage. At pwedeng magamit nyo ng kahit si Jacob, kahit let's say may kasama siya dito doon sa A site. So it's all a matter on how he used these sensors. It's all a matter on how the timing will work out kapag naglagay ng wall etong si Jacob. So going back into the game, it is do or die for both teams as Sylvano walks into the site as the attacking Rays on the side of REC.
Let us see how this is actually gonna play out, because I also want to point out like yung barrier mesh din nito ni Deadlock. It's like a sage wall on steroids. So they can definitely use that one up to their full advantage. But before we even go down onto that point, there might be some sort of interaction here at the B-long. Makakatulog itong si Tap Tap, pero still, before niya pa man din mabato, itong guiding light na ito ay siya ang mamamatay. But now, someone's gonna be settling in on top of Juke, but still will manage to put him down. Erza though opting for a trade, but still the advantage is on the side of Frankel Cuties.
Yep, they also huddled up though in some elbow position, leaving the two initiators to use their own usage of the utility. And Melo J is already caught. Nakuha agad si Crazy MD. It's all left up to Melo J. In a 1v2, 5 HP. Classic lang. So the right clicks have to count. Kaso, hindi niya alam na sa likod na si Groovy already dancing on his grave into 1-0 para sa rank L Cuties. Good job kasi after nila nakunin yung B-long control, they already found out kung nasan yung Sky before mataas yung wall. So Sylvano, you got the tempo game down. You also got a lot of potential on holding down that site pakatapos nyo kunin yung site itself, right? That's thanks to Jacob, still alive and well. And again, I want to point out yung strength niya as an anchor. Once you get the site, it will be very difficult to push through the wall. Plus, you have to take care of those invisible sensors that nowadays, in this patch, is very quick to trigger.
True. There's just like some sort of a hiccup in terms of the positioning noong barrier niya, no? But it's okay. They still managed to pull off the round here, which is what's most important. But now, dito na naman tayo. Every single one rushing towards the A side, but eventually actually opting for a TP here on the B side, catching these members from the other side off guard as Jacob maiiwan dito, pero meron pa rin siyang makikitas. Great advantage here with the side of Bronco Cuties, but still, this just leaves us to Jesso being left alone onto this one, and we're yet to see kung meron siyang makikitas dito o wala, at mukhang wala.
Wala talaga. Nag-ingay pa nga kung saan siya manggagaling. Alam na mag-TP tong si Jasso. And you can't blame the tempo at all kasi after nila kunin yung first pick dun sa A short, they realized that yes, they could have been stacked up. They could have forced out the numbers advantage and could very well be pushing into a stack with a shotgun inside of U-Haul. So that decision to take the TP just to surprise them on their toes, talagang a good call para sa rank LQTs eh. And I like the util usage talaga, you know? Even though they were well aware na walang tao sa loob ng site, you can't say the same as well sa labas ng site itself. So I like that Groovy was aware, using his own dizzy para ma-clear out yung corners dun sa may garage. But again, Melo J gets shot through. KZMD follows with a second. Everybody from No Org are fighting back, at least with their util.
Also, they will still try to tip the balance off for the side of No Org. Kahit na mas lamang sila in terms of the guns here at third round. But now, they will try to offer a retake onto this one, which should be, though, na no sweat dapat, but still they'll try to push forward. Mukhang muntikan pa makapitas sa dalawa dito. Si Sylvano, buti na lang Melo J will be there to actually offer it out. But unfortunately, Gabby, this, he won't be able to throw some bullets here on the counterpart, and instead it is going to be around here for the side of No Org.
Yeah, unfortunate kasi yung pinick up niyang Vandal, wala masyadong bullets. Only 2 on the magazine is not enough to take down 3. Unless he gets a collateral, but that is 1 in a million. Again, yung double position dun sa elbow position is, well, at least dealing a little bit of damage papunta these players on No Org, but Rankle Cuties have to do something more than that, something out of the hat, something that they can surprise it again. They did it in the first early rounds, and if they can do something, spits the A short as well. And you know that they're gonna be pressured to do this, right? Because giving these rounds over to Rankle Cuties is the worst case scenario. The momentum is gonna build back up, shift it towards the attacking side. And every single time, diba, they leave Kael on an island to give yung forward position sa may mga sites kung saan siya nakahold. Habang yung active players, passive din. So it doesn't really make sense kasi dapat may active presence ka across the map when you're on CT, but they're both passive.
Yes, indeed. And I feel like they really want to prioritize the retake opportunity here for the side of no org. Kaya nga lang, it's not the case, no? Just like what you have mentioned, but now they are trying to put the spike down dito sa A site natin. They've been able to do a smooth entry with still everyone intact and wala man na mga galos or sugat. But Hello Jay, kung mababati ata yung sinabi ko, since H left, Zobano will be putting down their hands of the L and release straight from Jacob. Or V4 slash natin activated na. They're just holding it down. Saktong satchel niya, sinalon niya yung flash. And now it is Crazy MD remaining here, securing one with the Sheriff, pero still, hindi ito sapat. Another round here for the side of Rankle Cuties, and still, they really made the most out of that eco round dito for the side of No Org.
Yeah, I mean, beautifully well done. Just holding down yung mga positions kung saan dapat sila nakaposition. And again, the slow buy, although doesn't really account for much, at least it deals a bit of damage to them. But damage is not what they're looking for. They're looking for round wins. They're looking for something to break the chokehold that Rankle Cuties have built up for themselves. So this timeout could be the weapon that they need. A reset for both of these squads. Lalo na buy round na agad No Org. Very pivotal yung ilang mga positioning para sa kanila. Numbers have been their strength so far para sa Rankle Cuties. You can see that they're not pushing alone. They're always leaving at least one or two people from where they're coming from. I said they're worried about the flanks. They're worried about every single possibility. Kaya buti na lang at they have a good head on their shoulders, just raising above expectations dito. So Vano, clean with the entries. Groovy, clean with the utility usage as well. And this deadlock is being utilized pretty well in my opinion. I want to see more out of Jacob, and hopefully that ultimate is gonna pop off because that's a really fun ultimate to watch too.
It's so good. Kasi you can even see that just by using the grab net, talagang masisira mo yung positioning dito ng counterpart nila eh. Just for example, it's been thrown at the backside. It works the same as pretty similar to a KO Molly or a Brim Molly because ewan ko, nakakainis kasi pag natrap ka dun sa grab net na yun. Like, force ka mag-crouch and hindi magiging accurate yung pagbarrel mo. But still, other than that, we're seeing some saturation dito sa B-site natin. All in na naman sila dito. Rankle Cuties showstopper connecting onto tap. So Vano, dalawa na agad na pipila siya dito. Hindi expect si Kael. Naka-crouch lang, nag-aabang. Kung sino man dadaan dito sa elbow natin. Pero ngayon, still 3v4. And it is going to be some frags taken in here on the side of Rankle Cuties once again, specifically Liz. Tamang abang lang, magandang positioning nila. Really capitalizing on the double peak, but hindi lang double, minsan triple, quadruple pa. Sama-sama, pinagsamig persang lakas lang naman talaga ang sinusubukan na ipakita dito ng side ng Rankle Cuties.
Yan talaga pag Mother's Day, pre. Dapat sama-sama ka sa napaka-espesyal na araw na ito.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day to all the viewers that we have dito. Tsaka sa production natin, you are our real mother. So, 2-7. And you can also take a look at how well they layered the utility together. Urza used yung gravity well on top of the showstopper na nilabas agad ni Sovano after they used a bunch of their flashes as well. So overwhelmed na agad tong si Tap Tap. They also find multiple people inside of that hookah position, so you have to double think about this. So Vano, oh my goodness, Kaela takes his head off. That is a surprised attempt. Right after they got the info, they decide to face them off. Kaso sa labas ng hookah silang lalaban at sa labas ng hookah lang din silang mamamatay. They got again the plant coming down all the way towards that tube position. An early 4v5. Rankle Cuties got the site, pero No Org looked like they're ready to sandwich this play.
Actually, a good one here. As long as Justo will be able to do this and play this well, but unfortunately, Erza is one step advanced. Alam niya kung ano yung balak nila dito. And walang choice ngayon si Noor kundi pumalag with what they have. Mela J. Doll, merong makukuha, but still Groovy and Erza still popping up sa L despite of 60 HP. Susubukan niyang pumalag, pero once again, si Groovy lang din naman ang tatapos dito. This dude is not acting like an initiator at all. More than an initiator, to be honest.
Anong initiator? He's a Terminator. Groovy has been on point with every aspect of how he plays his agent. I mean, come on, man. How many times has Sovano have been placed as comfortably as ever every time? Kapag papasok siya sa site, hindi siya papasok alone. Isasend niya si Dizzy. Isasend niya yung sarili niyang katawan para lagi siyang may kasama. Kung papasok ka, papasok din ako. Every time, Groovy. The best second man that you could possibly hope for now. Numbers and strength. Gabby Diz fights one. Tap, at least trades it off. The Pain Shell does connect, but Sovano is the one to make the 2 vs 4 happen. Showers already in control yet again by Crazy MD. They give up yung Showers control, possibly just to get a short. And Kyle is the next challenger. Kaso, sinong lalaban sa kanya? Yung Trash. Binato na agad sa Astra, and he dies without connection. 2v4 and no org. They give up the site just so that they could flank all across from this, but Crazy MD, always the reliable one, but will he be enough to take out 3? No! Urza sprays him off with just all on the line. 1v4, pero ang dami nilang util, ang dami nilang ults. This is impossible. This is impossible, especially with the Thrash chasing him down, bites him off, and he gets detained. Pain Shell, possibly, pero it's Urza's gun that lays the final mark on him. 2-9 para sa rank L
Last round before the switch.
My.
Gold is in our heart, but
Comparing their performance from the Cyber Zone sa Clark, from this one, oh, this one is so much more polished. I don't know why and what happened, but for some reason, this lineup works so well in terms of their individual playstyles. Like, super potent talaga ng ginagawa nila dito, specifically dito kay Sovano and as well as kay Groovy. But other than that, the rest of the people here are really good in synergizing with each other, and they are all dedicated to meeting whatever goal they want to have. Just like the pickups that we have here from Erza, from Magon, Ademta Drake, here from KTMT, and Mela J, mukhang susubukan nilang kumalag. A-site natin even this Cosmic Divide, halting every single action na magkokomensa na kanina, but still, Cactus, madadagdagan ang kanilang makukuha dito. Yun nga lang maipastan ng Trash. And still though, it is going to be a grave advantage and eventually a win for the side of No Org. And this is going to be the cap of the bottle for the first half.
Look, Mochi. Back-to-back bind. Kaya back-to-back 3-9 tayo dito. Will it be a back-to-back 3-9 curse para sa No Org? Or will rank LQT solidify their spot papunta sa playoffs with a dominating win against them? Malalaman natin yan. Pero bago ang lahat, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to say that esports is not just about the game and players. It's all about the many creators collaborating to build this extraordinary world. And now we're inviting the community to be part of this creative journey by designing a character to represent the Asia Pacific Predator League. So with a total prize pool of 23,000 USD up for grabs, this is your chance to leave your mark on the gaming landscape. But hurry, because submissions close on May 15. That's right, guys. May 3 araw pa kayo para makapag-submit for your own artwork papunta sa Asia Pacific Predator League.
Man, imagine having your artwork going on grounds like that, no? Going international, which is crazy. Good luck to anyone who's gonna join, but other than that, meron kayang swerte na makukuha si Sovano dito kasi parang meron nga at masusundan pa. Someone from the back lines though, Kael. Tamang abang namang, there is still going to be a possibility for him to opt for a pickoff because now, medyo kumakalma na muli ang tubig. But until when, Erza in a really good position here might actually be quite predictable. But in terms of what they're doing right now, they've been able to do it well. However, ngayon yun, si Kael na lang na naiwan ng 1v2. They're just trying to push it forward. And it is going to be another round here for the side of Rank L Cuties.
What is one way to surprise your opponent on the CT side? Push out A short with that many guns. That's a good way to start off your campaign sa CT side. And well, the Rankle Cuties have shown that really aggression is the best defense talaga eh, no? Talagang investing 4 people, 5 people sa push ng A short, leaving B, talaga ignoring everything that they could have done just so that they have the power play head up doon sa may short provided to you by Intel. Now giving the full buy round in place for Rank L Cuties. How will this play out? The wall put up by Jacob, just a little bit of space, a little bit of time. But kapag sa showers nga sila manggagaling, but they could just run away from that. Head on over to the A short extremity. Four-man push out for the side of Rank L Cuties. Fountain being committed for everybody else at naririnig to ni Jaso. So he has to run back to his teammate, communicate. Nang daming tao sa Fountain. Let's ignore that, go to A short and completely dominate the site.
Oh, is that possible though? There's some traps that's been placed here by their deadlock, specifically yung sonic sensor natin. Pero once again, you can walk over that one naman nga kasi. Pero from the backlines, ayan na nga sila. Establish their presence here at the A-short area. So Bono will be getting a couple regardless of, the quick shift in terms of the guns here. But now, Melo J, papalag pa rin. But just like that, hindi na nila hahayaan na mag-plant ng spike itong members natin from the side of No Org. And just like that, it is going to be one more round away from the match point dito for the side of Rank L Cuties. Wow.
Ito in this sort of scenario, I would have actually liked na mag-force buy sila since 3-9 is a very, very delicate position to be in when you're on the deficit, right? Pero no, they decided to actually pull out for those save rounds. Try to see if they can get these buy rounds in check. And nalaman natin kung worth it dito sa next coming round because No Org are playing for all the marbles now, playing for all the chances in the world. They lose this, they have nothing to show for. So Silvano peeks in, Crazy MD makes the dizzy worth it. Good shots through papunta dito kay Jaso. Giving a 4 versus 4. Pero leaving Gabby Diz on an island. Nag-iisa lang siya dun sa may B. At ang daming tao sa No Org na mag-push all the way from that site. Kyle, finally, they will lock out yung nag-iisang anchor pero nakapag-rotate na yung ibang players on Rank L Cuties, giving them an opportunity. But again, they have a man down.
Okay, no flanks, no spicy plays. They're just gonna go in textbook onto this one, opting for a retake, and I guess that's not gonna work out wonderfully because our members here for the side of No Org will just push them down because they know they're at an advantage on this current time. All of them have been able to get all the rifles they would ever need. And this time though, it is going to be an opportunity for the side of Rank L Cuties na gumante and take it out for them. And I feel like they're just really confident talagang makukuha na nila to. And unfortunately though, there's still 7 more rounds for them to actually catch up on to. So medyo delikado and higher pressure here for the side of No Org.
Para kang kumakain lang ng champorado early in the morning. Inaantok ka, gusto mo kumain. You wanna take a bite out of the hot champorado, pero ang init pala. Napaso yung dila mo.
Real.
Eh, dapat maging careful sila. They gotta blow out yung spoon kung susubo sila dito. Kung gusto nila kumain ng champorado, kailangan maging careful para hindi sila mapaso. So if they make this buy round a lot more worth it, then that will be possible for them. Crazy MD though. Great shots all the way towards Jacob. He was on the way towards backside, and I believe he used the molly para ma-push out yung position na dito. They pushed out, flood in, B site wide open. Gabby this, at least he puts up a bit of a defense. Papunta kay Tap. But again, the Trailblazers giving a lot of info. Everybody funneled up doing sa elbow. Nobody's looking at CT. They just want to fight this elbow position by force. And Gabby this, he's calling for it. Guiding light ready. At papasok na agad yung Rays. Melo J has to be the first contact here. Gabby this spots up. Crazy MD gets the trade. Just saw. We'll lock it down. Leaving it all to Silvano. The talented Rays player will get one. Possibly a second. But Kyle will lock this 5th round win away para sa No Org. Possible scenario for them. Kaso, look at the economy. Nothing to show for Rank L Cuties.
Man, these guys from the side of No Org got the luxury and the space to put the spike down here at the B side. But unfortunately now, for the side of Rank LQTs, they don't have the luxury to even afford a single rifle. And they'll be resorting to offers and sheriffs here. But once again, they are on a defense, and we should never underestimate the capacity of this pistol. Because sang bala lang, taob ka na agad. Sa ulo, syempre. But they have to wait it out here. Once again, they really have to be careful because medyo umiinit na yung members natin dito for the side of No Org, and little by little they're finding some sort of ways in order to power through a specific site and free some space and get some pickups, which is something the best case scenario here on their end. But now they're just playing this safe regardless of the advantage they've got, and now is going to be two people falling down on their end.
Triple flank up yet again, para sa Rank LQT. So they give up the front line. They decide to fight from the flanks itself, and funneling all their trust on Kael to hold the flank para dito. 3-man push from Rank LQT spotted. So the sheriff's already known doon sa may bilong. But Sovano's left on an island. Kael has to be careful. Has to push it down. And yes, he does. Sovano locked out of the sight. Leaving Groovy and Urza to die to the hands of Tap Tap and Melo J. No Org are putting up a bit of a fight with a flawless round. But they need a couple of rounds to go. Forcing a timeout for Rank LQTs is a good sign for No Org. It is a sign that they have been struggling building back into this matchup, even though they have the numbers advantage, even though they had the round advantage win. It's still showing that they can still put up a fight, and No Org are proving that they can still try to contend, even though they're down multiple rounds.
Yes, of course. I'm not sure if this is going to be pretty similar to the first match that we had here from the side of Zol Esports and Loverboys, but just like what you've said, this is going to be like a good thing here for the side of No Org, just in case. But I quite leaning towards the fact or the possibility that our members here by the side of Rock LQTs really just have to cool themselves off, knowing that they have like some guns available on this round, some ultimates though, but they should definitely be wary because marami din itong kalaban nila. So I guess just how they'll be able to battle it all out. They've been able to show the prowess that they have in utilizing the buddy system in every single round from the first half, and it is not impossible for them to do that here. Once again, on the defense, they just really had to be more thoughtful of their decision making at this current time.
Yeah, at least now they're putting up a bit of a fight in the proactive game, right? Rank LQT is deciding to funnel 3 players, investing Sovano in a position to thrive on the assault sa a short extremity. Kaso, if you look at the position from No Org, hindi sila nag-embrace ng kahit anong fight, hindi sila nag-initiate ng kahit anong info at all. Kahit nakalagay yung wall dito, yung Viper lang yung alam nila kung saan yung position, pero it's not like they're willing to risk a fight in kasi that numbers advantage is gonna matter so much in the later coming round. A double stack up as well dun sa hookah, forcing Gabby, Dis, and Jacob to play off of the sound sensor. Also ready with a grab net kapag ka nag-ingay na sila dito, but they back off for now, knowing that Bilong is also a possibility for them. Jason, nakapag-ingay, Audible is in check. Kaya Groovy is in a position possibly to take that contact. Activated doon sa short. Grab net also activated kay Crazy MD, so they cannot thrive off of the flash. And the thrash push in. Crazy MD finds one. At least Gabby Dis is here to provide support for his teammate, but they got the spike down.
30 seconds left.
That is what we were talking about here. But unfortunately, though, it seems like No Org will be able to recover on that one. And knowing that there is some information that the last person might be at B, they will be rotating here to A side. But I wonder if there will still be enough time. 10 more seconds left on the clock here. It seems like it's still possible, but they really have to be more worried if there is a possibility for Arizona. Push sila dito. The showstopper already activated, and just like that, he will be swooped out. And now, a 7-11 scoreline, not sponsored.
I only have like
and seems like they're still alive and kicking here for the side of No Org.
Oh man, that was so close. Kasi Urza had an open opportunity to get that 1v2. put up a really, really good opportunity for that grab net or possibly that gravity well, pero nag-miss yung mark. Hindi tuloy na-deny yung plant position for the spike. And he would have actually gotten the kill. Kaso after ma-plant ng spike, may showstopper na agad tong si Melo J. So denying the possibilities, denying any sort of pushes, but Sovano's pushing with 4 people on towards that B-short extremity. Sovano's pushing in alone on an island. Crazy MD punished with that operator. 3 people pushing on them, but they're surprised. They are prepared for this movement. God, Melo J, short stuff again. And Jacob 1v3 now, but only having the sheriff in hand. They're running to the opposite direction now.
Definitely can understand the motive on that encounter here. They are trying to like put them forward at least and make the most out of that encounter. You're seeing multiple members here for the side of No Org, and they've been able to secure a couple. But on the flip side, though, the side effect is Jacob will be left alone with only a sheriff, and it seems like Tap is well aware of where he is right now, opting for the safer route here. And couple of members just waiting all out at the CT area. And this dude, makikipagpatintero ng slight, pero merong si Segway in the sideline. 8-11. And they are creeping back up, making their way, climbing up this mountain. That is the score line.
11 pa nga naman eh. E9 tayo, Mochi. Kung matatandaan mo lang. Yung nag-start tayo dito, giving 5 straight rounds over to No Org, who have been trying to build themselves back up. And they have been playing this patiently, talagang waiting for the players on rank LQTs to make the move themselves. Na-punish tuloy sila. At buti lang, they have their coordination with them kasi Crazy MD would not have hit that shot if it wasn't for Tap and his positioning. Fighting off that tri-stack, providing that much support for the teammates. It's important to keep that synergy back on para dito sa No Org, knowing that they're on a deficit. They need all hands on deck. Default position for everyone on the No Org side. Waiting for pushes, waiting for any forward spaces. Tap has already invested his Trailblazer doon sa showers, and since he doesn't have info, they're thinking about the possibility of a tri-stack on A. So do we go back to where they're comfortable? B site, where they're always having these strong, successful pushes. At kung si Gabi Des at saka si Jacob labang ang kalaban nila, then against 4 people, that's definitely doable underside. Crazy MD, first shot through, possibly with that op. Spotted agad. Yung positioning ni Gabi Des, that is a grave mistake, my friend. They give up the side, possibly if Jacob does not hold this alone. And because he's a raise, Melo J already has elbow. But what can you do with this entry, man? No Org have all the possibilities in the world.
Bro, ang kulit ni Gabidis kanina kakape kaya tuloy ang nangyari, pero still may advantage pa rin ng No Org dito. Palag-palag lang, pero si Groovy pumapalag din. Siyempre may sagot yan, may rebuff yan. Si Kaeldo, siya naman ang sasagot this instant ng 1v2. Both members here at No Org is going to be resorting at the elbow area, trying to sandwich Erza, even as Tap will be seeing him out. He is not aware, he is clueless. Sayang yung Cosmic Divide, pero masayang na hindi nila makukuha itong round na to, as another round has been taken away here by No Org. And this screams first match.
Oh my goodness. This just screams first match. Yes, indeed. The 3-9 curse is alive and well, mga kaibigan. And well, No Org are the ones benefiting from this time and time again. 6 rounds straight para sa kanilang T-side of all things. And well, on their way towards possibly their 7th round dahil if you look at the economy from the side of ranked LQTs, wala masyadong panlaban other than the judge. And so Vano has always been quick on any gun that you give on to him. Kaso yung problema sa kanya ngayon is yung indecisiveness sa kung saan po position. He started with holding that U-Haul position, and now he's rotated all the way back on B. Where is this guy gonna go? Back on default positions in No Org, possibly waiting for the pushes head on, possibly waiting for the info given up to them from ranked LQTs, but they're not giving anything. Only one bird, and that's always around that B-long position where they're not even affected by it at all. Ano kaya magiging value ng judge ni Sovano since nasa hookah lang to? And they don't usually push hookah, but now they're gonna try it. Thrash activated. And Crazy MD has spotted him. The judge doesn't actually connect papunta dito sa nag-iisa na sa loob ng hookah, so he's still alive here. Sovano can still buy a lot of time, deal a lot of damage. This operator shot has to be everything, but Sovano has the easiest shot in the world, knows where the judge is. Crazy MD calls out a shotgun of his own, pushing onto the side. Melo J has all the angles, has all of that map control to be an early 4 versus 5, but against all odds, they're trying to build back the damage.
Oh, this is so intense. Three people elbow, every single one of them has been mowed down, and the remaining is clueless as to what just happened. There is some resemblance here from the first match onto this one, but we're seeing all advantage on the side of No Org right now. Economy maxed out. Their utilities maxed out. Their guns also maxed out. What's not maxed out here is the counterpart, because they are struggling so hard in terms of trying to address this unstoppable force that is No Org, because these guys, they are giving them the taste of their own poison. Like, kung kanina, nagbo-body system kayo, tamang rush lang kayo, at magandang paggamit ng mga utilities, well, syempre gagawin din namin yun sa inyo. And that is no doubt that we have been able to, like, we're just one more round away before both of the sides just equalizing. Like, dude, what just happened?
That's the stupidest thing about this was Tap was running and running onto 3 people, and he wasn't punished for it at all. He actually got 2 free picks from that, man. This guy is a mad lad and he knows it. Ooh, a little bit of a whip on that. Now, one molly that they got and even sprayed through the smoke. Tap gets punished. That could be the opening duel that they needed. Since it has been a long time since Ruby has gotten the first blood. Just saw it trying to peek in. Gets again itong si Sovano, but Ruby gets a double for his troubles. Showers control in check para sa CT side. Pushing pa rin tong si Melo J. Seekers activated, but he doesn't care about the Seekers at all. Nag-iisa si Ruby sa loob ng A site, waiting for the rotation to happen. Hindi pa nga sila nagpo-push. Ruby gets stunned up thanks to Kyle and his utility. That showstopper was enough, and Urza is here to make this 1v2 work, but against all odds, No Org have funneled in all their resources sa loob ng U-Haul. And Urza has to make this 1v2 count one way out, but it does not matter because Kyle has equalized against Rack L Cuties and No Org. Momentum on top, economy on point, their utility is on fire, and although Groovy has done heroics, it is not enough against No Org.
Yeah, these guys. Just unfortunate here for the side of Round Cuties because they've been opting for that never-ending cycle of just buying and saving, and now they're both just one more round away from the match point. Before we even know it, 7 round, or not just 7, 8 round streak here for the side of No Org, and 8 is a lucky number in Chinese culture, so this might actually be like a chance for them to win this match, question mark, because I don't know, there's just momentum, and as well as how they were able to coordinate with each other is perfect, pristine. Like, there are some hiccups from time to time that they were able to make up for those at an instant. But now, they will be forced to go in here. Some will be delayed because of the mosh pit that is thrown here by Groovy. But still, there is no trade-off that is coming from the side of Frankel Cutie. Still try to resort and opt for the retake. Hopefully, but I guess that would not be possible because they don't want them to have that opportunity. Every single one here has like a fair share of work being taken by the side of No Org, and just like that, they'll be forced to back out.
Saving again, and it's not even Vandals, it's not even Phantoms, it's only a Guardian at a Bulldog. The amount of mental fortitude that this team has built up over this 3-9 curse. this first half has been a display of how well and coordinated ranked LQTs are on the T side. Pero nung nag-attacking na din yung no org, sila naman yung nakakapag-push, sila naman yung nakaka-winning, nakakapanalo ng mga opening duels nila. At yung pinaka masakit pa dito, nung nag-push sila doon sa A site, pinatay nila yung nag-iisang may retake ultimate at yun ay si Groovy. Wala silang trash, wala tuloy silang kahit anong pwedeng ipang entry. Since ngayon pa lang si Sovano may showstopper sa kanila, no? Very interesting to see kapag ka nakita mo yung scoreboard, may dalawa silang operator, Tap Tap and Crazy MD. Plus, isama mo dun si Jaso. Sige, lahat na kayo mag-up. Sige. Kyle, nahiya ka pa. Melche, ikaw din. Yan! Yan ang gusto ko.
Hindi. Withdraw. Nagpato.
Isa ba?
Kalmahan mo.
Isa ba? Kaya mo eh.
Sana mag-operator lahat eh, no? Munti ka na eh, but I guess they still want to have that sort of leeway na just in case na sumablay lahat ng up, at least may isa tayong phantom. You know? Just in case, considering that they're on the attacking after all. But once again, everyone, this is so awesome to see how No Org has been able to get back up from the stumble from the first half. Their resilience and even the way that how they've been able to reset their minds opting for our second half is just crazy. But now they will try and attempt to opt for a safer route here and try and wait it out if Cuties will actually try and up for a push, play something interesting, or you know, just in case they will be able to get some easy pickups from here and there.
Ito naman tayo sa game plan para sa No Org, di ba? Always the slow starters, always exploding when they have the opportunity to get the forward spaces now. Not willing to fight for A short, not willing to fight for B long at all, just forcing the fight later into the rounds. At ngayon pa lang sila magde-decide na possibly A short could be the call, but look at the stack. May Gecko Flash sila na pwedeng ilabas from the back of truck. You have to be very about the timing of this because now they put out that Astro Wall.
Oh, he's gonna contest!
See, Sovano and possibly the showstopper could be everything, but Jacob is the one to take first contact. Melo J traded off.
30 seconds left.
Nothing to behold, nothing to report from this 4 versus 5. So Tap Tap is the one to push it off since patay na yung entry fragger nila si Jaso. Ang unang kukuha ng kill from the T side. So Vano waiting for the perfect moment to strike. At buti na lang, na-spray agad yung wingman. 15 seconds to plan. Crazy MD hits the shot. Groovy keeps on spraying gamit ang guardian niya. Nandito na din si Urza kaso Tap Tap will lock him away from the site. A 2v2 with Tap Tap hitting shots like this. It could be possible, but Groovy switches up, but Crazy MD will lock this 13-11. No Org. 10 rounds straight gets it away from ranked LQTs.
Girl, I'm still trying to wrap my head around like these guys. Look at them, they're just, you know what? Wait lang hipan ko muna yung kamay ko. Medyo nanlamig eh, no? Sobrang intense na naging laban na yon. Tenacity, resilience, and dedication. So consistent ito mga members natin dito from the side of No Org. Despite of the fall that they have suffered upon from the first half, they managed to pull it through. Ginapang nila paunti-unti until they managed to get this 13-11. Hindi nila binigyan ng tsansa na makapag-pull off ng overtime itong side ng Rank Cuties. And you know what? This is it. They will be securing the last slot here for Kings of PH heading into the playoffs next week, and this is going to be giving them some ample time in order to adapt and try to prepare for the next time, because just from what they have been able to show from this one, I feel like it is safe to say that they are the most consistent team to offer a good reset or even a comeback dito sa buong qualifiers na meron tayo so far.
You know what? Yeah, I think I can actually agree from that right now. I think that was one of the craziest comebacks that we've seen from KOPH so far. Meron din naman tayong isa pang candidate, which is SR Nakage versus No Org, actually APH as well. So pwede yun. Pero for this case alone, you could tell that both of these teams really wanted to take the win. But it all came down to who wanted it more. And nevertheless, this is no org solidifying their spot sa kanilang playoffs run papunta sa Kings of PH. Kaya, you know, sometimes 3-9 curses happen. And this
It's
broadcast
true,
has
guys.
proved it time and time again. So kapag
Real.
3-9, you got to double up yung mental fortitude nyo kasi I think yun talaga yung naging key to victory para dito sa mga natalo sa 3-9 curse. We already got yung ating Zol Esports who were almost 3-9 pero they already brought it back from the brink, but the fact that it happened, it was actually pretty close for comfort for that match. And now we got a 3-9 victory finally on our hands. So well done para sa No Org squad. And we will be seeing them next week para sa kanilang run over to the playoffs. Finally, we have our 8 competitors para sa ating playoffs for Predator Kings of PH. And we'll also look at the bracket ngayon. It has been all done but dusted. Finally, we have a tier 1 team, Zol Esports, battling up papunta dun sa playoffs. And now, No Org, they needed 4 straight qualifying chances on the 4th one. Well, that was the charm, man.
Man, this day, not gonna lie, they definitely ended the last qualifiers off with a bang, considering that both these games are pretty close to say the least. Really good contrast from what we had from yesterday, you know? It's quite one-sided. But now, it's just really awesome. Like, you can see some returning players here that from the previous qualifiers na talagang bumawi. They learn from their mistakes. They've been able to all go under and over that learning curve. And we can see some of them proceeding to our playoffs. Like, you know, that just means that that's how fast they can adapt. That's how fast they are eager to learn. So that is actually a good quality to have. Most importantly, that we're seeing some new faces here, some coming back, and some who were prevalent ever since, specifically in the VCT locals. So yeah, can't wait to see what the rest of the teams here have so far. They've got every single one got some buzz to review, you know. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I'm just really happy to see a lot more new faces and a lot of mix na familiar faces dito sa pool natin kasi it just shows how much the local scene has evolved. But against everybody na nakapaglaro dito, only one can be king. And sometimes only one shot is what it takes. So ngayon, we will bid you farewell para sa ating mga viewers out there. Thank you so much for watching from start to finish dito. Katulad ng sa first qualifiers natin up to right here, right now. The next time that you see us, it will be playoffs time, baby. But for now, we will bid you farewell. My name is Ramon. With me is Mochi. We've been casting the qualifying stage all throughout. But the next time you see us, we'll be in suits and sides. Because, baby, it's going to be one hell of a playoffs run dito sa Predator Kings of PH. Good night, Pilipinas.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Tapos narinig pala yung yay ko.
Okay lang.
Enemy kill. No charge.
GG's po. GG's po. Sino nalo? Paper X?
Correct?
Hindi. Hindi. Game 5, game 5. GG's po.
Whoa, what the heck? DDC. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. See you next week, guys.
Ano po pala call time next week?
One enemy remaining.
Okay.